everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cruising Israel. I'm your host, Natalie.
And I'm Max.
And this week on the show, Max, we are going to visit a bunch of different workshops and the different places where people get creative here in Israel.
Cool, sounds interesting. What's the first place we're checking out?
Well, we're not only staying in Tel Aviv, but we're going to Jerusalem, to the surrounding cities of Tel Aviv.
Is that our first stop?
Our first stop is Jerusalem. We're going to visit a place called Susan's House.
Okay.
I've heard lots of great things about it. Not only do they showcase amazing artworks, but it's also for a really, really great cause.
Well, let's check it out.
Let's go. For many years, art has been known to have therapeutic properties. And here at Susan's House in Jerusalem, teens get a hands-on experience working with many different mediums and design techniques.
I'm doing glass beads. We ordered the glass from Italy.
We pretty much print all different kinds of designs, make different kinds of plates. In the end, it shrinks down to this size.
But this isn't just any ordinary workshop. It provides a valuable resource for teenagers who find themselves struggling in school or at home and need somewhere to turn to during their turbulent times. Creating and selling their products is said to be a huge boost to the students' sense of self-worth.
For the kids, it's not just about the money. It's about the fact that you bought the necklace that I made.
Yeah, I'm sure they get a lot of excitement out of that.
They get a lot of compliments. And a lot of the times, these kids never got a compliment in their life.
Here at Susan's House, there's way more to learn than just jewelry making, but valuable life lessons that last forever. Meet Mayan, a counselor here at Susan's House. She heads the jewelry making department, teaching teens how to create jewelry, all while guiding them to the right path. And she's someone who can relate to them, because when she first came through these doors, she was very much in their shoes.
12 years before, I've been here for 3 years. As a child, I've been 16 years old till 19.
As a teenager, Mayan suffered from anorexia and dropped out of high school. She couldn't find a job to take her seriously, but once she discovered Susan's House, it gave her a new direction for the future.
When I came to Susan's House, I've been very close girl and very scary girl. Susan's House and the people here, they gave me a lot of love, and that's what I needed. That's something I didn't know before, I didn't feel before.
Susan's House wasn't just another job, but a place she could always come to for help and guidance.
After Susan's House, I was a lot of difficult situation in my life, and I always remember the thing I learned here and the people, and it's like open house. You can come anytime you need to ask something, to cry, to talk with someone, to get some advice.
Today she has a degree in architecture and design and hopes to one day open up a branch in Tel Aviv.
Here in the jewelry department, I have 6 kids. Each of them is very, very talented. So this is our new collection. We are using the best quality in the market. I bought the gold field, but the best one.
During their time here at Susan's House, they learn how to manufacture and sell glass, jewelry, home items, and other crafts, all by working alongside volunteers from the Bezalel School of Art and Design. This whole project began as the vision of a woman named Susan, an American who moved to Israel with a dream of helping teens at risk.
She passed away at age 38 from cancer, and when she died, Eyal, her husband, who was my best friend, came to me and other friends and said, listen, let's open a place and call it Susan's House.
Since its opening 17 years ago, Susan's House has served as a refuge for hundreds of Jerusalem teens.
Rehabilitation-wise, it's a very successful place. Now we are looking for opening other branches all over Israel.
This actually looks so much fun. Why don't you show me the process on how to make a ceramic piece?
No problem, let's do it. This is clay that you usually don't find in hobbies or in school because it's usually used in the industry. Now it's ready to be poured into the mold, so I'll take the pitcher and use the strainer to make sure we don't have any lumps. This is the mold for the sparrows, and you can pour it inside.
So now what happens?
So now we waited for a while and we need to pour the clay out. So we take it back to the bucket.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we put it. And later on we will have like a hollow shape of a sparrow.
So now this is dry enough for us to...
Yeah, it's dry enough for us to open. We'll take the rubber out and we open the mold and see what we got.
I'm gonna end up cracking it open.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yeah. You see there is this line over here, the parting line. We need to blend it. We take the sponges, which are a little bit moist, and we smooth the line with the sponge. And this is it.
So do the children like doing these type of things? Do you find that the children have patience?
Some of the children are really good at working with the molds. Some of them, like Shaked, is really good at working with the brush. Each kid has its own talent, its own thing, and I try to help them find the right thing for them.
Susan's house helped me to discover that I'm an artist in my soul, I think. It helped me to understand a lot of things about myself and about my life.
Well, that was interesting. I wonder what art form is next. What are we doing?
Well, Max, I found out about a really interesting lady. She hosts workshops from her own apartment. She's really creative, one of a kind. She makes her own dolls.
Ooh, you know what? That sounds like something that would be fun to film.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people like making the dolls. Are you going to get to do one?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to make my own doll. I mean, I think that requires a lot of work and a lot of
Let's find out.
time.
We're going to go there now.
But we could check out her dolls. Yeah, let's head there now. For centuries, dolls have captured the imagination of people of all ages. And for the doll maker, creating the dolls can be a way to express their inner creativity. She looks like such a classy gal with her pearls and her beautiful dress. This looks like my babushka. Each doll tells its own interesting story, with features Netta creates by playing with different fabrics and materials. Sometimes she'll have an image in her mind and sketch it down on paper before creating the doll, but usually she makes it up as she goes along.
I just collect a lot of materials you can see over here and over there, and then I figure out how to tell the stories using them.
Most of the materials she uses are recycled, utilizing both scraps that she found as well as some gifted to her by friends and family.
One of the projects I was most fascinated about is this one. It's named Buba.
They're all bubot.
Yeah, they are all bubot.
Buba is doll in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Netta was interested in the different meanings of the word buba, a Hebrew word which, like the English word doll, can also be used as a term of endearment.
She's a bit trying to cover herself. When you think about buba or doll, it should be something cute and nice and that resembles childhood.
That's what makes each doll so interesting. They all have their own story. You give them different roles, right?
Yeah.
With a passion for craftsmanship, Netta studied fashion design in college and quickly realized it wasn't for her. But she found the techniques useful for her personal passion, doll making. So what would you say is your favorite masterpiece that you worked on?
Yeah, it's difficult to say, but one of my most favorite is this baboons.
How long did this take to create?
Yeah,
the big
this
one?
is a few weeks. And this one, I think, like 2 months, the bigger one.
Can we bring it down?
Yeah.
I feel like it's really heavy. Ooh, it is. What do you stuff them with?
With fabrics. With
Wow.
Fabric scrap.
Look at his teeth.
It's
One
sitting
like
like that.
So we're gonna work on a doll today, right? I have no experience with knitting or crochet or anything like that.
Yeah.
Is it still gonna come out okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. I prefer people who come with no experience
Yeah.
at all.
Netta hosts workshops from her apartment for anyone with an interest in learning this craft. And although most of her dolls took some time to make, today we're going to make something simple to get the gist of the experience.
So I use a lot of sacks, old sacks in my work. It's quite complicated as well. When you know how to cut the sack right, then you can find that there is a whole human figure hidden. So we will start from something much more simple, like only the head. I have to cut it above the heel, and then I have to stuff it with scraps.
Netta is fascinated by the process of creating loops or stitches, and the shapes which are generated when thousands of them have been stitched together.
Now we have to give it the personality.
But have we decided what kind of animal we're creating? Or
you don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. You can just start playing with the materials, and then yeah.
So you are probably the only person that found a purpose for those missing socks.
Yeah, and
You never throw a sock away, right? It always
that's
comes
true.
to good use. I could really see how this is very therapeutic for some people, right? It's a calming activity,
yeah.
working with your hands.
Yeah, I worked a lot with children, but also with people who has some different kind of mental illness.
This is for you, Max.
So Natalie, that was pretty cool. What's our next item?
Well, we're actually going to go back to Tel Aviv right now.
Okay.
It's this really cool place that I've heard amazing things about. You could print all these different kinds of designs on t-shirts, different kind of materials, anything. Your imagination could run wild.
Wow, that sounds legit cool. Let's go check that out.
Okay. The city of Tel Aviv has quite the community of artists and designers. So naturally, there are art studios all around town. Today we're visiting an art studio that invites visitors to create and print their very own designs. South Tel Aviv is a haven for artistic Israelis, and it's become the area of choice for creative types to gather and connect. So naturally, it's the perfect setting for a workshop which allows you to screen print designs by hand onto a wide range of different materials, yielding the finest quality possible.
Usually in other places, you can't just pop in and print your t-shirt or make your poster or business cards. I think what makes us special is you can come as an amateur, and you can come as a designer, and you can come as an artist, and you can come as an art-free lover and make whatever makes you happy.
Jacob welcomes visitors from all over who come to create and design one-of-a-kind prints on book covers, tote bags, or even on simple t-shirts.
You don't have to make like 1,000 t-shirts. You can make yourself one t-shirt, or you can make yourself 10 t-shirts and sell it or give it to your friends.
So it's really one of a kind.
One of a kind, yeah.
You'll be the only one in the city wearing something like this. This is so cool. It seems like everything needs to be very precise in silk screening. You have to have the right measurements.
It can be very precise when you need it, and it can be very, very free when you don't. Great prints are made of mistakes.
Here, not only can you get your own designs printed by professionals, but also take classes and workshops in order to learn how to print using traditional screen printing techniques. I would totally buy a t-shirt with this design on it. Nice. It's so cool. An owl with the
space
galaxy. The designs can be created either via computer or manually. Either way, the actual printing is done using the same technique.
So we're going to take a screen which we already coated with a light-sensitive emulsion. This is the exposure unit, which uses UV lights in order to get a better light and strong one. Wherever it's black, the light won't come through.
It's very loud.
There's a vacuum holding the screen inside so it won't move.
I'm gonna attach the screen to the working station.
So that's what that's for. Like what?
It holds the screen in place. We have different kinds of
Different
lengths.
sizes?
Yes.
The top of his head could start out with the lightest green and then gradually it can get darker. Ooh, wow, these are awesome colors that we chose. Awesome, this is such a cool design, I love it. All right, Max, the last fun, creative thing we're going to check out today is in Gush Etzion.
Okay, so a little off the beaten path.
Exactly. It's fun for the whole family. You could have something to build over there for children, or you could make something as an adult. Anyone could enjoy it. Let's go check it out.
Cool, let's do it.
Visitors that come to Israel tend to leave with some sort of locally crafted Judaica item as a souvenir. But here in Gush Etzion, we found a workshop where you can design and build your very own customized gifts. From Shabbat candles to holiday essentials, the Gush Etzion workshop allows you to be a carpenter for a day and get creative with handcrafted Judaica. This is so cute. I love this little spoon.
You're going to make one. We're going to have you do
no,
that.
I'll make this one. Yeah. The candles. You could find this in probably every Jewish home around the world.
Everything we make in this in our workshop is Judaica related.
So I see you have an item for each holiday. Also Shabbat, this is for Passover. Everything at the workshop starts with 100% natural wood, which is a timeless and classic material. And in the hands of a talented craftsman, it can yield artwork which is both beautiful and functional.
So we receive the wood initially in thick pieces of wood. And then we have to start processing it. First of all, we need to cut the wood down to the actual thickness that the end product we want it to be.
With a background in design and engineering, this power couple guides their visitors every step of the way, from planning their project up to completion. But before the wood reaches the visitors, it needs to go through a few steps.
This is the drum sander. It's basically lots of sandpaper in the form of a drum. And that's going to smooth out the piece of wood so that we can use it. Turn it on. Let it feed into there.
Nice.
Nice,
now it's completely smooth, no splinters
No
today.
splinters, we're safe. At this point here, we're now ready to start putting it onto the CNC machine to cut it into shapes. This is the machine which actually does the cutting itself. And once Mandy's done the designing, and then sent it to me, I translate it into computer code, and then once it's into computer code, then I can actually we cut it and then prepare it for the actual workshop.
Wow.
And there you go, those are your letters.
So awesome. You have some really cool machinery around here.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
I understand that you don't put any artificial colors on the wood, you use it as its natural.
All natural, and that's what we don't want there's no laser here, we don't want to burn the edges of the wood. We want them to be nice and crisp and clean.
So this is the piece we're going to use.
Okay.
We're going to take a sanding board and we're working in a circular motion.
Once we were done with sanding down the board and the letters, it was time to head back to Jeremy in order to learn how to carve the board.
The secret to this machine is to start off gentle, okay? Machine's on. You want it to be vertical. If that's 0 degrees and that's 90, you want to be at 45 degrees. And gently touch the machine, and then afterwards push a little bit of pressure. Come out, move up to the next one, gentle.
So now we're doing the rest of the edges, right?
We're doing all 8 sides. You've got 4 sides here, and then 4 sides here. Just keep it gentle. Keep it gentle.
All right, how does that look?
You tell me, how does it look? You're the artist. Anything you want to change, or you're happy?
I'm happy with it. I think it looks great.
Now I want you to place the letters on the board how you want them, and then we're going to pick them up one at a time to glue.
It was then time to use the varnish as a finishing touch to bring out the natural beauty of the wood and give it a glossy look.
This is very toxic stuff, so mask on, doors closed, and we'll get going.
The varnish really brought out an amazing color to the wood. Right?
The beautiful thing about this is cherry and this is maple. The cherry is going to get richer in time, and the maple is going to stay the same, so it's going to be even more of a contrast.
Those letters really pop out.
Yeah.
Adding some glass mosaics gave the piece a final touch of color. And choosing the color and pattern of the tiles was a way to customize my work even more. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. I really loved how this came out and came all together. It's a really nice, clean look, and this could make such a great gift.
Folks, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Cruising Israel. We love having you with us.
And don't forget to catch us next time as we cruise the country and show you the best Israel has to offer.
Bye.